Okay, didn't have time to get the microphone set up. We have our design kitty here. Got our graph paper, and we're examining the bumper mount system. It would appear that the front bumper for this vehicle, see if I can point and show, yep, there it is only attached with these 3 bolts and these 4 bolts on each side. This is the mount bracket for the bumper, it would appear, and the bracket then attaches to the bumper here and here. So it looks like if I drop these 8 bolts, 4 on each side, then this whole bumper will come off. And then if I take these 3 bolts on each side off, then I can remove the bracket. I think what I would like to be able to do, given the metal I'm wanting to work with, is see if I can take these bolts here all loose and figure out if I can put a piece of plate on here and tighten it back up to make my new motor mount. The idea, or motor mount, new bumper mount, because the idea I'm working with is to leave this piece of 1-inch plate right where it's at, and then go forward and out straight 10 inches plus, give or take, ½ inch, because I see some alignment issues on the front. I'll get to that in a minute. Replace this aluminum bumper with a steel bumper made out of ½ inch plate. I have 20 foot of flat bar in the back of the truck. I did have them cut it into an 8 foot and a remainder section so that I can cut up the remainder to make all of my pieces parts. So core strength of the bumper will be ½ inch steel by 10 inch flat bar. Then I'm going to purchase some other 10 inch, ½ inch, 10 by half flat bar is special order in Casper, Wyoming. So I ordered that before too many tariffs got kicked in. And now, and I keep in stock lesser widths, so I can go and buy pieces as necessary to sorry for the agitation here. I'm going to flip my screen up so I can see what the heck it's recording. Maybe I'm not. There we go. So, yeah, now I can see better. I apologize for the sound. I didn't set up my fancy mics. But you can see right here, this bar that I'm pointing to. Let me get a better angle there. This is what the hood is mounted on. That's the hinges right there for the hood. So I don't want to disturb this piece here. And the front of this bar is basically right below the back of this cutout on the bumper. You can see the cutout that I'm referring to right here. What I'm going to want to do is go from here forward 10 inches. And between, let's get over here. Here's the outside of the 1-inch plate. I think that's 1 inch. It's big and it's heavy, that's for sure. Yep, 1.5 inches. I'm off. Anyway, so sorry if this is out of focus. I'm trying to do my best here. But the idea will be to come out from here 10 inches, so it'll be 10 plus that knockout here, which if I had to guess is about 3/4 inch. So we'll go out 10 3/4. Whoa. From this existing spot, so it'll be about right there is where the front of the bumper will be. And between here and here, is where I plan to build my own winch box. So it'll be 10 inches from here out. And the idea will be to trying to adjust the camera again. The idea will be to build a 24,000 pound Sherpa winch in to the bumper right here. The existing bumper is 10 inches already, so we're not going to be going down any further. We're just going to be bringing it out 10 inches, changing the 1/4 inch aluminum that we have here for 1/2 inch steel plate. I'd show you the 1/2 inch steel plate, but it don't look like much right now because it's just flat, bare construction steel. So the goal will be come out to about right here, put a winch right there, provision for these lights here and here and here and here, and do a little bit of better consistency. That was a terrible circle I cut there. Anyway, and then with this bar being 10 3/4 inches out here, giving us a flat deck, I intend to put a 10-inch piece of flat steel across here, except in the middle where it's going to be a door. Here it'll be welded onto the bumper, and there on the bottom we'll probably put a smaller piece. I am not sure if I'm going to be tilting it back just yet. I have to think about that. And then the idea will be to, I need to measure that, excuse me, with the tape measure there. So we need to go 10 3/4 out, and back I want to bring the bumper back to right here. Well, maybe not quite that far. What do you want? Let's go 4 inches back from that there. So existing bumper for 8 inches back from there. So the idea is, what I want to do is, when this bumper is out to here, you can see my hand, bring a wrap all the way back to here and bring it back just like that. So you'll have a solid piece of steel out to here and back, and then taper it up to kind of match the rim. On the back side of that, I'm going to put some 3 or 4 inch flat bar welded onto the end of the metal and all dimensions to stiffen it up and strengthen it. We'll do some corner bracing. I basically want a bumper on this thing that if I hit it on the corner against a big ass rock in the woods, everything stops, and either the rock gives or the whole vehicle stops, but the bumper's not going to give. It's probably way overkill, but what the hell. Anyway, looks like I'm going to have to, I wonder what the width is on this. I never checked that. I just went with the overall width of the vehicle. Now, I'm going to be going 8 feet wide. So, and this is solid 6 inches, so I probably won't quite go 8 feet wide, but anyway, the new bumper will probably be more like in this range relationship. See, if you look at that, you can see that the body tapers out a little bit. So if I bring it back so that the taper of the frame here, don't have enough hands for this, so the taper of the frame, the corner of the bumper will be right here. The other thing that I'm planning on doing, and I haven't got any graphics for it, but basically right here will be the corner of this bumper, and I want to make a removable or hinged so you can tip it forward, so you can tip the hood up, brush guard that comes up like this, goes across like this, and then comes up and goes across right below the Oshkosh. It comes back down, you know, with 2 posts on each side. And then in between, I'm going to put in something to protect the center of the grill. We'll figure it out. I'm probably going to make it removable. Depending on what I use, kind of got a idea in mind that it's probably going to look a little too Mad Max. But I think it'd be cool. You know, it'll stand forward about right here, so there'll be a pretty good air gap so that the air can go around it as well when the fan's pulling as through it. However, it will restrict the air going through it. And I want to make it so it's sectional so I can unbolt it and take it out. And I want to build into it a yellow fog light bar across here and a white fog light bar, or white driving light floodlight up here, and build my camera into it somehow so that I've got this forward camera so I can see when people are walking in front of my truck. And I'm going to incorporate these lights into that face of that brush guard. What I'm kind of thinking of doing is taking 1/8 inch, 3/16 or quarter, I'm not sure, I'll have to look and price and figure out the weight and everything, angle iron, and basically between the upright that comes up here and the upright that comes up here, build a series of, with the angle iron stacked like this, so that they're overlapping just a little bit so that the airflow will go through it. But you won't be able to see directly through it, so it'll look like a solid steel front on there. So that the radiator and air conditioning condenser are protected from rocks up to 30 caliber. If you know what I mean. And that will fit in with the soon-to-be built cab protection bars. I've been calling them tree protection bars, but really it's to protect the cab from trees, which will bolt on here where the original, what do they call that thing? I'll have to look up the exact terminology. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, there was a cage that was bolted on here and on the back of the corners of the cab that held the teacup for the 50 caliber machine gun that was on this particular vehicle specifically, because I found 50 caliber shells in it. Anyway, I want to build a 2x2 steel tube frame that will come up from here, angle in a little bit and raked with the cab, and then go across the top of the cab and then back down the foot side on that side. I'm going to attach it only on the back side here where these holes are at. I'll cover those up, and then we're going to have a walkway plate on the roof around the gun turret hole, and we'll get some better fixtures for the it's locked up so I can't open it up, but the round hole up there, I want to get some handles for the nuts so that you can take them off without using a wrench. So you can open it up and crawl out the top if you wanted to. Then I'm also planning on running a 2x2 inch piece of steel across right below the lights. And then I'm planning on running a piece of steel from the cab over the top of the running lights. And then in the running light area, there is going to be a camera. And I've got a bunch of square LED work lights, and I'm going to build those into the bars. There's going to be 2 on the side, one that's centered over the door and points out, you know, at a 45-degree angle kind of thing to light the area in this area. Then there's going to be one towards the back of the cab that will point straight down, and I'll box them in so that when we drive through trees and stuff, they won't get smacked off. We're then hoping to purchase a new mirror system to replace the old mirrors. I would like to get, I looked at the Freightliner ones, kind of interested in them, still doing my research. The idea would be to have, lost the interest of the cat. More interested in watching the chickens over there, I guess. Anyway, the idea would be to have a heated remote controlled mirrors out here. The other thing I was planning on doing is putting a bar from here, where this is going to bend and go across. I was going to run a bar across just above the hood level, out of the arc of the hood, out of the way of the hood, so when you open it, and in front of the windshield wipers going across, so that there'd basically be a bar right where the where you can see the markings where the old armored windshield used to be put on this thing. And of course it'll be out a couple inches from the window, several inches, more than enough to service the wipers. And then I was thinking, going in the Mad Max spirit of the whole thing, I could do a similar arrangement with angle iron to, or maybe just flat plate, I don't know. I have to think about it. But basically make it with gun slot, or with vision slot over for the driver, so that you'd have a plate that you could put in there and make it look like it was an armored. And definitely in the spirit of Mad Max, and we kind of want to join the gentleman from Casper and his war rig, and when we get the camper built on the back of this thing, hopefully he'll still be around. We can, because the rate this is going, anyway, we can just team up with him and take our war rigs down to the California desert and go have fun at the wasteland. Anyway, so that's what we're working on. That's what I'm puzzling out. And I'm going to probably put this up as a short video. Oh, the other cool thing I had, you can see the big old eyelets right there for the lift rig for this, so that you could sling it under a helicopter or whatever. I'm planning on removing those things because, they're just in the way. And I want to make little louvers and cowls, essentially. I wanted to bring it so that the cowl went up like that and had an opening across the backside, and then had vents across the top, and with screen in it. Just basic rock protection screen that would clip down inside of the holes and allow air to be pulled through and out the backside of it as it flows over the hood. I think that would look really nice once it was done and painted to match the vehicle. But those are some ideas. It's been hard to get started with a lot of stuff for the last 4 years. Well, we bought this in 2020, so it's been 5 years. We've had these all fancy ideas in our head the whole time, but one thing after another. Now I'm going to be fighting steel prices, in addition to the regular human everyday issues that everybody has to fight. But at any rate, I thought I'd do this little update on what we want to do and how we want to do it. Sure like to build those cameras in so they didn't stick out so bad. It's a great location for them, gives you great visibility, but they just look terrible like that. I need to figure something out. I don't know, fiberglass maybe? I don't know if I can do that and have it look decent. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we figure if we did the cab protection bars and the things that we want to do, and the extra lights and all of that, it wouldn't be hard to make it look pretty cool for kind of a war rig. I figured we'd put a little pinion mount up there on the top that was flush so that it didn't cause an extra height issue. But we can hook up probably a water gun that looks mean and nasty on it, and run it to a pressure tank or something like that, so we have the ability to shoot people with cold water. Anyway, or room temperature water, whatever the room might be. So that's what I'm speculating on. You can see I kind of got started here with some drawing roughly. I was sitting on the car in Cheyenne the other day, and I just had a few minutes and got this nifty book and started doing it. So we'll go from there. Wait for these people to go by, but I've reached out to at least one YouTuber about working together on building the bumper, and their channel's going in different directions, so that's fine. And I've reached out to others, and there's always lots of people that got full of great ideas and everything like that, but the execution of getting anything done, I mean, money and time are more precious than anything else, especially the time. But I have to make sure that I provision. If I do that right, yeah, I was gonna say, if I build this up like this, it'll still be there. Gotta leave it anyway. Best thing people could do to help us out is keep subscribing, keep watching our videos. Help us get YouTube to start writing us a check. I mean, even if you guys don't want to contribute to our Buy Me a Coffee fund, if you don't want to buy our t-shirts or our pictures for hanging on your walls, I understand that. I mean, there's 50 million people hawking pretty much the same hardware and software and all that I am. Like I said, if you don't want to buy any of that stuff, or it's too expensive, and you don't want to put in a Buy Me a Coffee, go through our channel, watch every video, like every one of them, help us out, make YouTube pay. I mean, Lord knows they've got the money. And hopefully they won't go bunking my channel for whatever reason and stealing everything away from me just as I get to the part where I want to be. But we're going to end this one here from now. And as I was trying to say, please like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're not a member of YouTube and you're not able to subscribe or like, share the video on Facebook or Blue Sky or whatever. That generates the kind of things YouTube algorithm looks for, and maybe I can get to that 1,000 subscriber gold level and get to that watch hours and views level at some point. I'll try to make more content. I've got so much in my head, but a lot of time that I have to spend each week working. And then, so here we are. Can you believe? I mean, it's the 15th of March. There's dead bugs splattered on the framework underneath this vehicle. It's Wyoming. Why are there? I drove this thing Wednesday last week, and there were bugs flying around enough. All those splats, those are fresh. Just zoom in so maybe you can see them. But look at that. Down here in the frame. Little black gnat fly things. Should be snowing. Should be colder. As you can tell, it's not snowing. It's not colder. Talk to you later.